guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Storytelling time. K-pop stars open a nightclub to drug and settlement overseas investors. Part 2, we react to the first 13 minutes or so. Let's continue.
Let's go.
The level of crime he committed.
A lot of people actually speculate that this is Hunglee trying to get back into the industry. It sounds counterproductive because why would a cheating scandal be good for him? But to have these mini scandals that sound like celebrity scandals are probably better than having Burning Sun as the last scandal. And God forbid, he's trying to make...
That's true, and you know they say any publicity is good publicity, so...
Yeah, people really do operate on that.
The comeback? Like, I'm not even sure how that's possible. But just in case that's his end goal, let us all refresh our memories of the case of the Burning Sun, what was later dubbed the VIP company.
Ooh.
A young woman named Min Jung woke up in a bed, and her eyes still felt really out of focus. That's how she describes this whole feeling, is her eyes feel out of focus. She tries turning her head to see where she is, and she doesn't recognize the room that she's in. She doesn't even remember how she got into this room to begin with. In fact, she doesn't remember much or really anything at all for the past few hours. She keeps blinking and trying to reach for any memory of even the last hour. There's literally nothing in there. And then a man walks into the room. She remembers him. But before she can act, he's on the bed, holding her down, strangling her. She's kicking, biting him, trying to push him off of her, but he's way too strong. He's simultaneously strangling her with one hand and using the other hand to cover her mouth. He's using his body weight to push down on her body. She felt like she was going to die. Every time she tried to get up, he pushed her harder down into the bed. Her neck is bent against the headboard at a dangerous, painful angle. And she would later say, I felt like I was going to die.
Wow.
She could not get this man off of her. He would proceed to rip off her clothes and essay her. Each time he pushed her, she could feel her neck bending more and more against the headboard. She said she felt like her neck was going to snap. After this brutal assault, she grabs the mini trash can by the bed and she throws up everything that she has in her system. The throw up was this dark brown color. It was blood. She said at this point she really felt like she was going to die. Because earlier the focus had been trying to get him off of her. But now that he's off of her, she doesn't really know what his plans are. Minjung likely ran through all of the options in her mind. She clearly could not fight him off physically. So she said she got on her knees on the carpeted floor and begged for her life. She was trying to appeal to any sort of humanity or even empathy, if he had any really. She cried that she just wanted to go home. She would never go to the police about this. Oh my God, she just wanted to see her mom. That's all. She just wanted to see her mom. She finally looks up at the man, this kidnapper, this rapist, and he just starts laughing. He's giggling at her begging for her life. And he responds, if you take a selfie with me, I'll let you go home.
What?
What?
Evidence?
He takes out his phone, turns on the front camera, grabs Min Jung, and basically forces her to sit on him.
That's so stupid.
Like, I think that's smart.
To take a selfie with
To
him?
make it seem like it's consent, like she's having a great time.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. To smile for the camera.
Okay, how I see it is like, oh, it's evidence that you actually were there.
Yeah, but look, she's smiling at the camera.
You have a point. Can't disagree with that. Interesting.
And, okay, now smile. Min Jung doesn't really know what to make of this. Is he playing a game right now? Like, why would he want to take a picture with her? Was he really going to let her go? She said that she squeezed out a small smile, and the man kept his promise. He threw her clothes at her face and pushed her out of the room. She booked it. She didn't even wait to put on her clothes. She just ran down the hallway of this hotel building, out the main door, into the middle of winter in South Korea, middle of the night, pitch black. It's snowing. She's half barefoot, but she doesn't feel any of that. She's running towards the main road with her shoes and her pants in her hand, and this other hand is stretched out trying to flag down the closest taxi. She wants to get out of here and as far away from that man as possible, because who knows, what if he comes back? What if he changes his mind? Thankfully, a taxi stops and she gets in. Frantically, she gives her address, and when she sees the hotel disappear from sight, the fight or flight that had kicked in, it probably finally calmed down because she looks down and realizes she's still naked from the waist down. And there was a taxi driver looking at her in the rearview mirror. I mean, of course, we don't know why this man was looking at her. It could be that she's naked from the waist down, and he's like, why is she naked?
Yeah, why would you
we don't know if he had any sinister intentions.
That is interesting, yeah, that he picks... I mean, I guess we don't know, like, the details. Maybe he did ask, is everything okay? You know,
yeah,
we don't
naturally.
Know. Yeah,
if he was here, then, are you okay?
Yeah, I guess we're just not going into it right now.
Think so. But she put her clothes over her lap, trying to draw the least amount of attention on herself and the taxi driver. She tries to take inventory of everything she has. She notices she doesn't have her phone, credit card, or her winter jacket.
But I was thinking she got into a cab, how she gonna pay?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad, but what's worse is that she's missing hours in her memory. She has no idea how she got to that hotel with the man that she was there with. After getting home, Min-jung gathers herself as best as she can and goes to the police station. She reports the physical abuse and shows them all of the cuts and bruises on her body. She said she wanted a dress. She knew that she had been, this had never happened before.
What? Oh.
Her memory had always been fine, but now she conveniently has a gap in her memory and ends up in a hotel with a man that viciously essayed her. No, this isn't right. She demands a drug test, and she knows that this
and this bleeping is,
There's a reason for that because YouTube. I'm used to it because I'm used to hearing her voice when she bleeps.
Put the captions on, I guess.
It's not only going to prove that he essayed her, but he tricked her in order to do it. This was going to convict him. It was going to get her justice. Put that sick man behind bars so that he could never do it again. Assaulting women, making them beg for their lives before throwing them out onto the street. It was despicable. She's going to make sure that he gets put away for a long time.
But does she even know the man? How can you make sure someone gets put away when you don't know who it is?
She does, remember? They went on a date. Like, this is the guy who was dating.
Also, it's the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Oh.
Tess comes back. There are notes in her system.
What?
That doesn't make any sense. And I'm sure she could tell that the police were looking at her like she had lost her mind. She said the police started treating her like she was a liar, like she was a criminal, as if she's just making up lies to get back at a man that she slept with. And she's wondering, why would I do that? Women don't get anything good out of being a victim of a crime, especially in a place like South Korea where female victims are constantly shamed. Why would she make up this kind of lie? Because the man is Chavanos Ratakul. Let's call him Chav. He is a wealthy Nepo baby of influential Thai politicians, and he is...
No, so it is a different man. It's not the same.
Isn't it the same guy who took the same girl?
No, the guy who took the girls is from Big Bang, I believe. Or like, he was like a K-pop artist. This is another person.
Considered a young businessman, but he's honestly just a Nepo baby. The police were asking Min-jung with these very patronizing...
But I guess she did know who the guy was, though.
Looks on their faces, as if they had just caught a kid in a lie.
So the police knew it was him?
Yeah. What? She was like, I know this man. Let me give you the name of this man. I remember this man. They're like, are you sure it was really... we heard from witnesses that saw you guys at a club together and said that you guys were very close. And he is from a wealthy family. Are you sure that you weren't just interested in him? And maybe you went back to the hotel with him, did something that you're not very proud of? Min-jung felt like the police aren't even doing a thorough investigation. They just saw a negative test, rich man being accused of... Must be some sort of gold-digging scheme to get money out of the guy. Min-jung is like, yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense.
That's tough, yeah. There's no drugs in this. Well, I'm sure there is drugs. It's just, there's all kinds of drugs. I'm sure there's masking drugs too that can mask. Same thing like with steroids too in competitions. It's not that people don't use steroids, it's that there is ways to hide it. So I'm sure, however they gave her these drugs, they also, I'm sure they mask it. So it's just from police perspective, I understand because, knows drugs in the system, so it's tough.
Do you have CCTV footage of the hotel reception?
True. That is a good point.
Because in the hotel lobby, I can assure you, I did not walk in there willingly. Technically, even if she did willingly walk into the hotel with this man, I don't think that means she wasn't assaulted. I just want to put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah.
But she's trying to prove something, anything.
Yeah, I think just her running out half naked, I think that should be proof enough.
But he's powerful too. You don't think he can take the camera? Because that's what P. Diddy did too as well.
That's a good point. I just, at least the police could check the footage. If there's no footage, then tough luck. But at least do the due diligence, check the footage. If there is none, well then she's kind of shit out of luck, I guess.
Police so that they take her seriously, which they really should have done in the first place. But regardless, they pull the CCTV footage, and Min-jung is floored. It doesn't make any sense. She sees herself walking into the hotel with the man willingly. He's not dragging her. She doesn't even appear to be... She's walking normally, stable. She's walking at a leisurely pace. If anything, she's almost leading the man. She's walking in front of the guy. She's having an animated conversation with him. She's seen on CCTV camera of the hotel lobby smiling at the man. How is this possible? Chav is Thai, but since he's the son of influential politicians, he's a...
she's probably was drunk, I guess. It's hard I don't know how to...
But in the camera, the way it looked, it don't look like she was drunk.
Well, we're not actually seeing the footage. You don't know, like maybe not like not
The
like,
way the frames that we saw, she looked like she was walking.
not drunk. I mean, to a point where she can't walk. I'm saying like she may have thought she was having a good time while she was intoxicated, but then she woke up and she sobered up and she wasn't anymore. Like that time period. When you like, because there's some decisions you make when you like intoxicated that you wouldn't make while you're sober, right? So I guess at that moment when she was intoxicated, she maybe thought, oh, it's cool, but when she woke up sober, it's like she didn't want to do it anymore.
He's a celebrity back at home. The allegations followed him all the way from South Korea to Thailand. He did some news interviews where he completely denied it all. I mean, as expected. But he even reported feeling sad. Yeah, he said, I feel very unlucky to have been swept into a case like this.
That's interesting allegations. So how the allegations followed if the police didn't even investigate it? How would they have?
I'm innocent, and I feel that this is all very unfair. And as a way of proving his innocence, the news channels played the CCTV footage of the two of them walking into the hotel. He said, when I was going into the hotel, she followed me. She was 100% conscious. The CCTV shows it all. I didn't use any force or put her over.
So where's the CCTV footage of her leaving, though? Because that's I think that's more important. Because if she's leaving in distress, half naked, I think that says something.
My shoulder or carrying her in.
บอกว่ามันไม่ได้มีคดีว่าเราไม่ได้บริสุทธิ์นะแล้วก็เขาก็เตือนว่าคุณเนี่ยต้องระวังเรื่องนี้เขาก็หวังดี
Min Jung felt like she was going crazy. She was being framed as this liar, accuser, manipulator, gold digger.
Honestly, sounds like something we see like in the movies or TV shows, though. Like when people end up being framed for something, for like a crime they didn't commit. This is kind of what it sounds like.
I mean, they used a lot of eloquent words in the media news outlets, but they basically said she found out that he was rich, seduced him, took a picture with him because she was having fun, and now she's turned around and cried rape because she wants his money.
So the photo was released.
Yeah.
And
that is a good story, though.
That became like something that, oh wow.
Chad was like, look, we had a good time. She's smiling. Does that look like someone who's fearing for her life?
Wow.
So you
Min
were
Jung
right.
knew that she would never, in a million years, lie about something like this. And you know what? There was something odd about the CCTV footage. Sure, at first it seems like she's happy to be there, but she has zero memory of it. And second of all, it's -8 degrees outside in South Korea. Where is her jacket? She remembers wearing a puffer jacket that night, but she's not wearing it in the hotel footage.
So they're saying it's doctored footage?
Maybe her look-alike?
Her look-alike. That's very elaborate scheme. How to get a look-alike?
What is she wearing?
Like thin, light sweater.
Okay, like what you're wearing.
Yes.
Okay, sweater.
It's just very strange. She's an adult. No one just...
Well, certain drugs do make you feel hot, though. If she was actually drugged. So certain, like, I think ecstasy or one of them, they kind of like make you feel like you sweating.
You have to be careful because if she's bleeping, we should bleep too.
When we get to her level, we can start bleeping.
Okay.
But I think that's, the whole thing, the song, Pop Tamale, I'm sweating. So that's where I know it from. I guess, it makes you hot, you sweat. So maybe that's why she was not wearing a jacket.
Leave their jacket out of the... Even if you feel hot, you carry your jacket.
Yeah.
Where is her jacket? It just isn't something that she would do. So she keeps trying to piece together the events of that night, and it feels like there are just holes in her memory, as if someone had taken a scalpel and carved out a section of her memory, clean precision. She does remember, though, hours, long before the hotel, she was getting dressed up to go with her friends to the Bird and Sun Club. None of them were really club goers like that, but they just wanted to see what the hype was about, and it really did live up to its reputation. They walk in and the club is packed. Everybody's letting loose, enjoying themselves. It wasn't one of those like stuffy, stuck-up environments where everybody is eyeing each other up and down. The music is good. I mean, it's loud, but it's very good. Everybody's dancing. It's a nice break from the work and the school. She remembered it was fun. She remembered her friends had all purchased a table. They sat down and she offers, hey, I'm going to go to the bar and get us all some drinks. At the bar, she felt this gentle tap on her shoulder. Turns around and it's a man. Now, to give you further context, the Bird and Sun is kind of known to be a Wattpad club. Yeah, kind of, right? In the sense that...
A Wattpad?
What is that?
Okay.
There were some anecdotal reports that women would go to the Bird and Sun, run into wealthy, young, attractive foreign businessmen, and start dating them. Which is just like an innocent, cute Wattpad dream. It kind of implied that most men at the Burning Sun are well-connected, high-powered, high-net-worth individuals that are also kind of attractive. So it's likely Min-jung was like, oh my god, this is kind of funny. It's like my own little Wattpad moment, right? The man is tall, handsome, but more importantly, he was a gentleman. He kept a respectful distance, kept his eyes on her face, not her body, didn't even try to touch her waist, touch her arm while he laughed. None of that. No physical contact. He's kind, talkative, respectful. In this loud, busy club with people truly dancing on each other, this tall, handsome guy is asking her about her pets and hobbies. He's very nice. She even joined him in his VIP room later to talk about all these
we
amazing
have
things.
like similar to that, like a Ted Bundy. Like they always present themselves like clean, decent looking men. But really
the
they're
psychopath.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute and wholesome. Min-jung's having fun, but at the end of the day, she is still a girl at a club, and that is something that you never really forget. So when he offers her champagne and whiskey, she's like, oh, I don't really drink champagne, but I'll take some whiskey. She takes 3 shots of whiskey that night. I'm not a big drinker, so to me, I have no idea how much that is, but apparently it's not much at all, especially if you know your limits. Which Min-jung did. She knew that
I mean,
I don't know whiskey.
3 shots of whiskey for a girl, I assume she's small, that's a lot.
And you're
Also,
not eating?
yeah, you're not, and also depends on the pace. If you like sitting there for 3 hours, 1 shot an hour, okay, fine. But if you like kind of like 3 shots,
What is whiskey? What brand?
it doesn't matter. Whiskey, rum, it's the same alcohol. It's the same thing. So imagine 3 shots of rum, like kind of within half an hour. That and like for a small
You're
girl,
confident?
I think that's a lot. Unless she's like a big drinker, then maybe. But like, if you just like occasional drinker, I would think 3 shots of, like even for me, 3 shots of like rum, I definitely feel it. Like it's. I mean, I'm not a drinker, but I'm also not her size either. So.
3 shots of whiskey would not even make her tipsy. Maybe on an empty stomach.
So what is she? Is she a drunk?
Maybe
nah.
we don't understand.
No, Rochelle, whiskey is the same alcohol. Like vodka, whiskey, rum, they're all the same alcohol content.
Can you look up the percentage of alcohol proof?
And whiskey, like it's the
Whiskey.
same. Like it's not. They're all 40 proof. Like the 40.
I don't know, because she was very specific. 3 shots. Maybe it's like juice.
Yeah, it's 40%. Same as all.
40%?
Yeah. Yeah, same as all of them. 40. Nah. 3 shots of whiskey wouldn't get you tipsy. You gotta be a drunk if you, like an alcoholic, for you
Maybe
not
he
to be.
spaced it out. I don't know.
But
3 shots? Maybe.
I mean, 1 shot gets me tipsy. Not like drunk, but like a little tipsy. You know, like nah, I don't buy that.
But she ate dinner before she came. I mean, it was nothing. And she didn't even take the shots back to back. She's not slamming it down. She's careful. She spaces them out, drinking water in between. She even told the guy straight up, hey, I'm not really fond of being drunk, so I'm just going to take it easy tonight. He was so nice about it. He kept pouring her glasses of water and sliding it in front of her. Here, drink the water since you don't want to get drunk.
I don't know, if she doesn't really drink like that, 3 shots is definitely a lot. It is definitely a lot.
And it helps. She thanked him, and they continued on with their conversation. Until she felt this out-of-body, almost a floating sensation. Mid-conversation, her eyes go fuzzy. She was trying to be polite and focus on what this man is saying, but it's like her eyes were out-of-focus camera lenses. She tries wiping her eyes discreetly, blinking, but even her brain starts to feel fuzzy. It feels like she had been drinking heavily all night long, but that doesn't make any sense because she had been so careful not to get drunk. She had even been taking just glasses of water in between her shots of whiskey.
I don't really feel water does anything though. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I guess
She
to
tries-
dilute the system a little bit.
I think when it comes to alcohol, you just have to wait it out. I don't think you drinking water doesn't really do nothing. Water, coffee, like it doesn't. If it was so simple, you know, people, because there's like, oh, drink coffee, go take a shower, like all that stuff. It doesn't really do. Like it might wake you up, like I'm talking about the shower, but it doesn't reduce your blood alcohol content. You just have to wait it out.
To rub her eyes again, but she said that her hands were not coming up to her face now. She tries to move, even just one finger, nothing's moving. It was kind of like sleep paralysis where you can't even move though you try really, really hard. And even with something like
And also, you know, keep in mind the guy is rich, so I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what, I think she said tech, but you know, if he has something like biotech, I'm sure, you know, they might come up with like a proprietary drug in their lab that, you know, doesn't that police can't find in the system, because it's like a novelty drug, something new too. So you got to keep that in mind. When you're rich, you have access to all these novelty drugs, if you want to call that it's not for regular people, so it might not get detected in the blood test. But anyway, let's wrap this up for the day.
Aww. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts.
Paralysis.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.